Caesars Superdome is the stadium of New Orleans and has been around since the 70s, but thanks to some renovations, it looks better than ever. And that's great for a Minecraft builder like me, because that means I get to make some pretty cool looking interiors in today's video. This stadium is absolutely massive, with so many concourses, clubs, and lounges, and it all looks luxurious and beautiful. So without further ado, let's go build this Super Bowl stadium. Here we go, getting started with the same thing that we always get started with in these stadium builds. You gotta start with the actual field itself. If the field is right, then everything else is gonna be right. So, you know, the field is an obvious place to start here, and we can see the logos in the end zones getting set up. It just says Saints, the New Orleans Saints Stadium. So they're not very creative with their end zone art, but that's fine. Nothing too wrong about that. But you can see us getting straight into the sort of grandstands here, where everybody is going to sit down and have a good time, enjoy their game. You can see in the end zones we have these little end zone sort of suites on the sideline at the bottom here, under all of the seating and stuff like that. So that's going to turn out pretty nice in the end here. And these are all the 100 row seating. I do end up coming back and changing the look of these seats because they didn't go far enough back, so I changed the angle of them so it looked like there's more. I did that off camera though, so if you see in the end cinematics or towards the end of the video, you can see there's a lot more seating in that lower 100 level. But now we're coming up into the 200 level here, so this is looking pretty cute. We have these nice little corner sections here that I think this sort of like indentation in the corners where you can see the seats kind of go back a little bit, and then you have that little open area right there. I think that's part of the new stadium renovation that they like just did recently to give the sort of the people watching from the corner of this the stadiums, the corners of the stadium, to give them a little bit more of a better viewing experience. So I think that's what they did that for in this new renovation. But there's that, and then we have these little suite areas tucked in under the 300 level seating area down there. You can see momentarily, there you go, right down there. And then we have another layer of those suites in the layer above it right there. So we got these nice 2 little floors worth of expensive private rooms that I'll never be able to afford in my life. So I guess being able to build it in Minecraft is a nice little preview at what I'll never be able to afford. So hey, let's celebrate that, I guess. But now we're coming up to the 300 level. I believe this is the 300 level, or maybe the 400, or this might be the 500 actually. I think the suites count as like 3 and 400 here. I don't know why, but they do. And then you can see the same little cutout thing there in the corner. And then this is where we have the super tall nosebleed sections. So you can see I'm getting that all built up, and it's this weird sort of circular shape kind of thing you can see. So you can, if you get a better angle here, you can see in the background there, it's kind of like a taller on the ends here, and then towards the end zones it goes down to be a little bit shorter. And now we're working on the exterior of the stadium, so you can see getting the basic superstructure of the building set up. We have the walls there, and now we're getting the dome. Of course, this is a Superdome, so we do need a Superdome for this to be a Superdome. And there we go. You can see me doing that now. This took a few tries to get, but I am happy with how it turned out in the end. And it is also a nice thing for me that this is a fully symmetrical exterior building. So we have a fully circular sort of structure here, and then the dome itself is obviously symmetrical, so I can just do a bunch of world edit circles to make this a whole lot easier for me. And this exterior is, I will admit, it is pretty simple, pretty basic compared to the other exteriors of the other stadiums I've built in the past. So this was pretty nice for me to be able to have a little bit of a break and not have to build, you know, a million parking lots, because there's not really open parking around the Superdome. It is like right next to downtown New Orleans, so there's not a lot of parking spots, kind of like in State Farm Stadium, if you guys remember that video, or if you know State Farm Stadium in real life, it's just surrounded by parking lot. So I didn't have to worry about that. I had to just get these sort of bordering street around the stadium, and there are little parking garages on the sides here, but it's nothing compared to the parking lots that I've made in the past. So a smaller footprint for this stadium here, as you can see. So we got these little itty bitty parking structures right here. I did not end up making the lower levels, the interior part of the parking structure, because I didn't have time. I wish I would. My time management for this stadium was not the best. I probably should have started working on this a little bit earlier, but I do want to get this out before the Super Bowl, so I ran out of time here, unfortunately. But I am still happy with how the exterior turned out, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't really care that much if I miss an interior of a parking garage. But there's the parking lots, and you can see I'm coming around and adding the finer little pretty details around the exterior. So we have these two bridges right here going over the street, you'll see, and that leads to actually a arena right next to this stadium. It's a basketball / hockey arena. I don't remember the name of it, but there is a NBA arena right next to the Superdome. So if you guys want me to build it, I guess I could potentially do that. It would be pretty easy, pretty simple, just plop it in right there next to the Superdome. But there's that. I did not build it in this video, heads up. It's just two floating bridges right there. But we have some trees here, some beautiful little shrubbery, and then we're gonna come along this little area right here and add some more trees, even some palm trees. There are some palm trees in New Orleans, I guess, so I'm not complaining about that. Adds a little bit of a tropical vibe, a pretty nice sort of feel here. And then we're coming around to this final little corner here, or this final little side here. There are 4 sides, believe it or not, but I did not do anything on the 4th side because it's just trees and nothing, so I didn't show that on camera. But here's the final side here, just some final details here. So you're gonna see the road stuff go up here as well. There we go, beautiful road, beautiful stuff here. And there is another little bridge here. I actually don't know where this bridge goes to. I think this is actually just a little bridge to like a ramp to walk up to the entrance area. But speaking of entrance area, we are working on the interior for the stadium now. This stadium was newly renovated recently, I guess recently compared to the time that I'm making this video. So this is all like super modern and beautiful looking. There's a lot of wood accents and everything, and I really like the way this looks. This might be my favorite stadium interior that I have built so far, just because of how modern and awesome it looks. So you guys will see very shortly how we get some sort of brown wood accents. There we go, you can see it already happening. A lot of brown, a lot of white, a lot of gray, and that's a style that I am in love with. So this stadium was, I guess, made for me. But you can see we're coming in and adding all these nice little details here. I'll try to explain what's going on as it's happening. This is going pretty fast, but we have these nice concourses here. This is the 100 main level concourse. So we have a little, bars and market areas, food stalls, bathrooms, stuff like that. So there we go. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Now we are coming up a level. This is the 200 level, so this is like the club, kind of, not really the club level, but kind of the club level. So we have another little concourse here, a little bit more fancy, because obviously we have some better seating here, and this is the level with all the fancy bars and the clubs that you have to have special access to get into. So we have all of that going in here, and some more bathrooms, some more little markets to get some food and stuff like that, little seating areas. So we have that, and then this is directly behind that concourse that I just made. So this is one of the little clubs that I was talking about. So we're gonna get some bars in here, some nice comfy seating areas, some beautiful wall decor. It's gonna look great. And then there is this like ceiling sort of thing here. It's like a hole in the ceiling. It kind of goes up a little bit. You can see that I just made there. It's I guess you could say it's an art piece, but it's more like a fake skylight kind of sort of vibe, I guess, if you want to say that. But I don't really know what the exact sort of vibe is there, but it's there, so I built it. But that was that little bar area. Nothing too crazy, but I am happy with how it turned out. And now we're coming outside of that little club section to a little, I guess, mini concourse section. It's like an open air place looking out into the floor below. You can see the glass railing there that looks down into the 100 level concourse that we just built a few moments ago. But we have some bars here, some little tables, some stools and stuff like that for people to hang out at. And then you can see it kind of, you can get a little bit of a look at that sort of opening there down to the lower concourse. And there was an escalator right there that I kind of zoomed past really quickly earlier. But yeah, there's that little section here. And now we're going to come up a level to the club level and get these nice little private rooms here that I was talking about earlier, complaining about how I can never afford and will never afford, but you know, that rant is for another day. We could take that rant into the comment section, but anyways, here is one of the levels, and then here's the second level. So if you remember the layout from a few moments ago, I know I'm zoomed in a lot here, but there are 2 levels of club rooms here. So this is the second level here, and you can just take a look in here. It's going by pretty fast, but we got some TVs on the wall, some little seating areas, some, you know, tables and stuff like that. So I'm happy with how these turned out. These are pretty cute little areas. And then after that, we're going to come up to the, I think this is the final concourse that I ended up making. This is the upper level. So nothing too crazy is going on here. I'm just giving a layer of black concrete to that backing of the grandstands. So we got a little darker vibe up here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we're going to get some support beams and stuff like that. This is a very more industrial feeling up here. A lot less wood, so it's a lot less warm and a lot colder. So there's that, at least, you know, vibe-wise, not physical temperature-wise, but there's that. And then we have a little bit of detail work here, some more, you know, shops and bars and bathrooms and stuff like that. But now we are going to come to one of the final parts of this build, the big giant dome in the middle of the ceiling here. So this is obviously a very visible section of the stadium. It didn't look finished at all because this giant dome was just empty and undetailed, but after this thing got all detailed and prettied up, this stadium really came together. This really does bring the whole thing together. You can see I'm only making a quarter of it because I only needed to make a quarter of it because I have World Edit to help me out. I was able to flip it over. There you go. Beautiful. Look at that. And now it's all lit up and you can see all of the beautiful details. And this is probably the first stadium that I can think of where I actually remembered to include the hanging speakers from the ceiling. So if you go to any stadium, you'll see giant speakers hanging down from the ceiling being held up by wires. I usually forget to build them, but for this stadium I finally remembered to build them, so you'll see those go up in a moment. There they are, hanging down from the ceiling. Fantastic, absolutely beautiful. And that is going to do it for the interior. And obviously, before we finish the stadium, we have to get all the beautiful logos on the outside of the stadium. So you can see here, we got the Caesars logo on top here. Beautiful, beautiful logo work. I love me some good logos. And then we're going to add a wording Caesars Superdome across the bottom and top of the stadium that you will see going in right now. I'm setting up the lettering. There it is, Superdome. You kind of have to squint to be able to read it, but that's all right. It's fine. It's fine. And then the first word, Caesars. There we go. Incredible, absolutely beautiful, and that's going to more or less do it for this build, minus some little final details on the exterior there, and we're gonna get into some beautiful cinematics. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stadium. This was an awesome stadium to build. Enjoy some cinematics. I will see you guys in the next video, whatever that might be. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, guys, goodbye. And a final thank you to all of my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. You are the best. And a big thank you to my $10 supporters, Chandler Hadley, Justin Kim, Voe, and Walker Army. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day, guys, and goodbye.